All right, everyone. Get ready, because we're stepping straight into a high-tension courtroom scene. At the center is Janetta Pugh, a defendant who quickly proves she's far from typical, and the uncertainty begins almost instantly. You can see the judge working to piece together the situation in real time, trying to cut through the confusion and establish control as the atmosphere tightens and the stakes become clear from the very first exchange.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I'm the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of the estate.
Okay. What's the announcement?
This moment is critical. The judge shifts focus to legal representation, and in criminal proceedings, who speaks on your behalf can dramatically shape the outcome. But here's where the tension spikes. Janetta's family insists they retained an attorney, yet there's been no contact, no appearance, and no confirmation. That silence raises an immediate red flag, signaling uncertainty that could seriously impact how the case moves forward.
It's my understanding that Ms. Pugh and her family has retained an attorney on this matter. I don't know if you remember, just when I was originally appointed on, and we were on the trial docket. She hired a new attorney at that point, Mr. Norwood, who was on the case for a while, and then withdrew. And once recently, when the case came back to me, I visited her, and I was told that they did retain another attorney. I was given the name of Christopher Wiley this morning, but I have not heard from him. And my understanding is that at this point still hasn't filed anything with the court.
Okay.
But I've been told that that's who's supposed to be taking over the case.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And
Wait a second. The court can't even locate the attorney. That's like stepping into a title fight and discovering your coach never showed up. The pressure starts building fast, because without a verified lawyer officially on record, Janetta is stuck in a legal gray zone. No representation confirmed means no clear direction, no strategy, and no shield in a system that moves forward regardless, turning uncertainty into serious risk in a matter of moments.
into Mr. Christopher Wiley, I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree.
All right, this is where the tension spikes. Janetta shifts into an argument that echoes familiar fringe theories, suggesting court-appointed attorneys are somehow outside her interests and conflicted by default. But here's the reality. Court-appointed lawyers are ethically bound to represent the defendant, not the state. The judge understands that distinction clearly, and you can see patience starting to fade as the claims drift further from established law and deeper into risky territory.
With your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment.
And there it is, the decisive moment. When Janetta demands a verified claim tied to a trust, the judge responds with firm, unmistakable clarity. This is an indictment. In simple terms, That means the case isn't about contracts, property, or civil disputes. It's a formal criminal accusation issued under the law. It's a sharp textbook collision between legal reality and deeply mistaken assumptions, where the court draws a hard line and brings the focus straight back to the actual charges at hand.
And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
So here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh, don't speak over me.
Respectfully, Your Honor,
This is the moment everything reaches a boiling point. You can feel the atmosphere tighten as the judge firmly reasserts authority over the courtroom. A key reality becomes clear. Prefacing an interruption with respectfully doesn't make it respectful. Just like saying no offense doesn't soften what follows. At this stage, the judge draws a hard line and delivers a final, unmistakable choice. Secure legitimate legal counsel, formally choose to represent yourself, or be prepared to face the serious consequences of moving forward unprepared.
Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why. Is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed
Go back.
agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.